Hi everyone, so today my group will present on language processing and I am here to cover the cognitive theory. So let's begin. Firstly, I know everyone in this class have come across this topic last semester. So today I'm going to focus on language learning by applying this theory. So without further ado, let's start. The cognitive theory is developed by John Piaget, who is a Swiss developmental psychologist. He stated that our cognitive change over time, and this theory have 4 stages. The first stage is called sensory motor, which will start once the baby is born and up till they are 2 years old. At this stage, the baby can absorb sound long before they can imitate. Thus, it is vital for us to speak in a slow pace and say the proper words instead of the gugu gaga tini. The second stage is called pre-operational stage, which will start when they are 2 years old and up till they are 7 years old. This is the stage where language acquisition is at its best. This is when the child's brain becomes a sponge and absorbs new words at a rapid rate. They start to comprehend symbolic thought. Therefore, we should read them stories and listen to the non-stop chatter to encourage their language learning. Now, let's move on to the third stage, which is the concrete operation stage. This stage will start at 7 years old and up till they are 12 years old. At this stage, they can comprehend new concepts and abstract ideas. Thus, it is advisable to make them read longer texts and start doing writing. Lastly is the formal operation stage, which started at the age of 12 and continues till then. During this stage, we are always on the process of developing our first language vocabulary, and the acquisition of second language will be tougher and unnatural at this stage. So, are you doing okay? Well, let's move on to the next presentation.
We're continuing on with the behaviorist theory. The behaviorist theory, which is a psychological theory, was founded by J.B. Watson and supported by other theorists. The major principle of the theory rests on the analysis of human behavior in observable stimulus-response interaction and the association between them. It believes that infants learn oral language from other human role models through practice, imitation, and reward. For example, babies obtain native language through babblings which resemble the appropriate words repeated to them. When they are rewarded with affection, it will reinforce further articulations. The baby combines sentences from generalization, and from this they often make errors. It is important for them to be corrected. Through a trial and error process, correct utterances should be reinforced with approval, while the errors should be inhibited so that the baby will have utterances closer to the speech of the community.
Next is socio-constructivism. According to Vygotsky, the key ingredient to socio-constructivism is social interaction, where students are active learners. In other words, it is student-centered learning. Socio-constructivism is related to, first, scaffolding, where support is provided by others, such as teachers and peers. Next, zone of proximal development, or ZPD, as students are able to perform well with the help and guidance of others. Therefore, knowledge is constructed through interactive and cooperative efforts of teachers and students together. It means that students learn best when they are engaged in activities and participated actively in class, whereas teachers will act as the facilitators where they will guide students to the correct information. Thus, Vygotsky believed that learning drive rather than follow.
Now moving on to cognitive constructivism. Cognitive constructivism is one of the broad categories of constructivism continuum. The other two are social constructivism and radical constructivism. It is based on Piaget's theory of cognitive development, that is, the knowledge of human beings is constructed through experience but not from the information they are given. It only emphasizes the first 2 tenets of the 4 epistemological tenets of constructivism, which is, knowledge acquisition is an adaptive process and results from active cognizing by the individual learner. The learner is viewed as an active participant in their own knowledge-building process, and the teacher as a facilitator of that active knowledge-building process. This perspective on learning focuses on the procedures or processes of learning, how what is learned is represented or symbolized in the mind, and how these representations are organized within the mind.
Why do people use technology? Technology is used because they find that technology is useful and easy. For example, letters to email. However, there were still people who refused to use it, although it was very efficient. Why did this happen? That is when technology acceptance model was developed. The external variable will be the inefficiency of normal mailing, which takes time. Then, electronic mail was introduced. However, whether they will use it or not, it depends on how the technology is assumed to be useful and easy. Back to the email versus traditional mail. If a person thinks handwriting is easier than typing on a keyboard, he or she might assume that email is not beneficial. Therefore, their attitude towards using the technology will be negative, and there will be no behavioral intention to use it. Thus, they do not use it. There is no acceptance towards the technology. In a classroom environment, teachers find out that students get bored easily. Teachers might want to make learning fun by using technology, for example, digital teaching aids, such as video, PowerPoint, and interactive websites. However, the teachers do not know how to do it. According to technology acceptance model, if someone really needs to use the technology, no matter how difficult it is, they will still try their best to learn. Usefulness wins over perceived as easy.